Welcome back to another episode. And tonight I have to react to this article in the Los Angeles Times today, March 9th, 2023. How white and affluent drivers are polluting the air breathed by LA's people of color. So now in Los Angeles, woke California, driving is racist. I saw this and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Now you can't even drive. We all know California is one of the most liberal states there are. But now driving is racist because white people who drive are polluting lower income areas. Absolutely absurd. But, anyways, a new study from USC researchers is finding that Angelenos who drive more tend to be exposed to less air pollution, and Angelenos who drive less tend to be exposed to more air pollution. And this is an actual study done by a professor at USC, so that doesn't surprise me at all. But it's possible, according to Jeff Boeing, a professor at USC Sol Price School of Public Policy. He told the paper that it largely comes down to the shameful history of Los Angeles County's low income communities of color being torn apart to make way for freeways. And it's a history that's extensively documented, according to the LA Times. I laughed today when I saw this, so I'm laughing now, so excuse me. But today, many residents of the county's whiter, more affluent neighborhoods who were often able to keep highways out of their own backyards commute to work through lower income Black and Latino neighborhoods bisected by the 10, 110, and 105 freeways. Now, I've never been to California, so I don't know anything about those freeways. And we see the California freeway system, excuse me, and it looks like a mess to me. We know traffic is outrageous in California. So you wonder why there's so much air pollution, and smog has always been an issue in California, apparently. But Southern California, as we all know, has some of the nation's worst air quality. Cars and trucks are one of the main reasons why. And according to this study, Dr. Boeing, Professor Boeing, whenever he moves, he insists on finding an apartment at least 1,000 feet away from the nearest freeway because he says people who live near freeways suffer higher rates of asthma, heart attacks, strokes, lung cancer, preterm births, and potentially other illnesses such as dementia. Hey, did Joe Biden live near a freeway? That could be, we need to look into that. Anyways, he goes one step further, taking air quality monitor with him when he and his wife were looking for a new home a few years ago. He got one of the highest readings for particulate matter near Freeway 101 in Echo Park. And this thing goes on and on and on about this nonsense, but it's so ridiculous that what he's saying is that the majority of the people in Los Angeles who are white live in affluent areas and they have to drive through the lower income areas. And in turn, they're polluting the lower income areas. So driving is racist. That's what this man is saying. If you're a white person in California and you have to commute through a low income neighborhood, you're polluting that area. It's just so amazing that the woke left is coming out with stuff like this. And again, a USC professor, so he's definitely woke and he's definitely left. He lives in California. That tells you enough, right? But it goes on and it says something else that really, really got me. He's especially struck by the map. The red areas of this map are places in LA County where commuters tend to be whiter than people who live there. The blue areas are places and communities tend to be less white than the people who live there. So we see a lot of it looks like peach to me. He's saying red, and there's a lot of blue. Okay, that still doesn't prove that people driving through these areas is making it racist because you're polluting the lower income Black and Latino neighborhoods. Absolutely ridiculous. And there's just one more part that I have to share because this really made me laugh today. Boeing was careful to note that the study doesn't conclusively prove that patterns in how Angelenos get to work are solely responsible for different levels of air pollution. The majority white West Side neighborhoods, for instance, could also be benefiting from ocean breezes that push pollution into predominantly Black and Latino areas. So not only is Mr. Boeing saying that the white Angelenos driving through these areas is polluting it more, he's basically telling us Mother Nature is racist because the ocean breezes are pushing the pollution into the Black and Latino areas. I've never heard of such a ridiculous study in my life, how this man, a professor, could actually say, and you saw it, I read it, whiter people in Los Angeles are driving through low income areas, therefore polluting their neighborhoods. But the researchers' close examination of driving patterns, commute distances, and pollution, which involved a combination of data analysis and modeling, painted a clear picture of environmental injustice. In addition to the link between air quality and miles driven, his team found that non white communities face higher pollution levels across the board. So, this article actually fits in with Mayor Pete Buttigieg and his racial analysis that bridges were built low enough so buses carrying passengers of color, Black, Latino, couldn't get under the bridges to go to the beach in the white neighborhoods. And he also said, Mayor Pete, that construction work is racist because the majority of the jobs, when the jobs are in lower income areas, are filled by white people. So not only is the transportation secretary a moron, but he's racist. And this Professor Boeing, how is he even a professor? Having studies like this, pushing this propaganda, this agenda, and all this is so people will think, oh no, we have to buy electric cars because after all, that's what Gavin Newsom wants. You see, solutions look like getting more people into electric cars is definitely one of the solutions. And good old Governor Gavin Newsom has set a goal of ending the sale of most gasoline vehicles by 2035. That, of course, is a climate bill signed by the almighty commander in sleep, Joe Biden. These left wing politicians and left wing so called professors are absolutely ridiculous. They will blame color of your skin on every problem that's found today in society because they have nothing else to say about it. We know that driving is not racist. Okay. They know that driving is not racist. And whose fault is that? We all know that everybody has varying levels or their varying points in their life. We all know not everybody starts out the same, but a lot of people, as they get older, become the same financially, in jobs, in life in general. But for these left wing propagandists, they want us to believe that just because we drive cars through certain areas, and again, this is Los Angeles, so I'm really taking this story with a grain of salt, and it's the LA Times, but they want you to believe that just because a white person may live in a better neighborhood than a black or Latino person, and they're going to be commuting through their neighborhoods to get to the highway, that it's the white person's fault and their car. It's their fault that these areas have higher levels of pollution. And it's no one else's fault. It's not cars. It's not whites. It's not blacks or Latinos. It's left leaning liberal politicians like Gavin Newsom and Joe Biden and everyone else trying to push this new Green Deal, AOC, that bartender, and every other Democrat in Congress. They want to spend billions of dollars on wind farms and charging stations for cars and whatever else, solar panels. They want to take our gas stoves away from us. These people have nothing. They're trying to look for an excuse for them spending billions of dollars when they know it's not going to work. We know it's not going to work. You need oil and you need gas to run a lot of things, machinery, you name it. The machines that are making the batteries for the electric cars have to run on oil and or gasoline or propane or whatever just to make this product. But they want us to believe that they're right and we're wrong. And they want us to go to bed at night thinking, oh my God, I drove through a lower income area today. I might have polluted it a little more. So it's my fault and I can't live with myself. That's how ridiculous these politicians are. That's how ridiculous this Professor Boeing is. And that's how ridiculous our country is right now with all this new Green Deal bullshit, all the electric car bullshit that a lot of people can't afford. They just want to take away every luxury you have in your life, like a car that burns gasoline, like a lawnmower that burns gasoline, or a motorcycle, or even your gas stove in your home, or your propane gas grill. They want to take away every luxury we have because we're not supposed to have it. If everyone can't afford it, then nobody can have it. So we have to go along with the left propaganda just to fit in society. And I, for one, I'm not going to do it. I don't agree to it. I think this study is absolutely ridiculous. And I think Professor Boeing, he can drive around with his air quality meters all he wants. I think he's got a little problem. He's got nothing else to study because he's pushing this left wing propaganda down people's throats. And it's absolutely insane. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell. Share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that. Hope everybody's healthy and safe. I'll see you real soon. Have a great night.